We are going to talk about why nobody likes to show off today. All right, so I'm a little late because I had to go on my walk, and then after I went on my walk, I had to wash my car. Then after I washed my car, I had to come back home, and I had to look at the Temu app because I got a whole bunch of free gifts. And then when I looked through all the gifts, I decided to make a live video. And I wanted to go live on here, and I wanted to go live on Facebook and TikTok at the same time, but sorry, y'all, I can't do both. Actually, I can do both. Well, I'll try that tomorrow, not today, okay? We're going to talk about why nobody likes to show off. Okay, so first of all, when people start showing off, it makes you want to leave. Um, it makes you want to leave the scene because you know that they're going to keep doing things to get attention. And you should naturally have other people's attention by, sometimes what you wear or your hair or, maybe your hat, some type of accessory. Now, you have a lot of accessories that you can put on to gather people's attention, but you don't want to have too much. All right, so y'all see how I got like one necklace on. What if I had 10 necklaces on? What if I had 10 rings on? What if I had 10 earrings? It's like people don't like it when you want too much attention. So if you walk around every day and you have 10 chains on, a whole bunch of bracelets, a whole bunch of rings, a whole bunch of earrings. Maybe you have a Rolls Royce, you have a Jaguar or a Lamborghini, or some high name brand. I was at the South Park Mall the other day, and I saw how there was so many different stores out there where you can buy stuff that you can kind of show off. Now you have to be careful when you are showing off, okay? Because the things that you're showing off and you're displaying is gathering more attention towards you. And it may not always be the best attention. And so let's just say you walk around with a Gucci, pocketbook, or Prada, Nordstrom, Chanel, Coach, Kate Spade, and you're always dressed up and you're always looking like you're gathering somebody's attention for no odd reason. Hey, how's it going? Hey, how y'all doing? Come on in today. I appreciate y'all coming on. And we're going to talk about why nobody likes people that show off. It gets on your nerves. It gets annoying. You kind of like flash off. You're like, hey, everybody, look what came in the mail today. Oh, I got a brand new, pocketbook, or I got a brand new, and you already know that you ordered, say like a new ring or whatever, and it's not like the average size of a ring. Hey, how's it going? What's up, y'all? Come on in for the win. Right. So we're gonna talk about how people don't like people that show off. Now, me personally, I do like people that show off because then they kind of show me how to compete. Because it said, what is your favorite childhood movie? Yeah, oh, Love and Basketball. Okay, because it has Monica in it and Monica. Okay. Anyways, sorry about that, y'all. I do like people that show off. Because it makes me step up my game. It makes me want to go out and get more stuff and do what I need to do to, look better than them. Let me stop. I'm just playing, but most people don't like people that show off. Okay, especially when you're like going to church, going to the movies. Y'all know what I'm talking about. When you go to the movies and everybody knows the person who talks the loudest, or stumbles over something, or drops their popcorn, or drops their drink, and they're like, oh my goodness, I can't believe that just happened. You're like, you know what, I'm done. I don't even want to come back to the movies. And then you know that they watched the movie already because they know every line in the movie, and you're just like, I'm just watching it for the first time. You don't always have to show off. Keep it to yourself, be quiet. Yeah. So, and you know what? I'm gonna do like male versus females, so I can get y'all all riled up, because I like to get y'all all mad at me and stuff. I'm just playing. So let's just say you're out walking out and about and you're single, not married, and then you see somebody who's showing off of the opposite sex. That's fine. Because you're like, oh, well, her dress don't have to be that short. She's just showing off. All right. As long as she got some nice legs and some nice feet, okay, she's doing good. Let's do the opposite for males. I done seen some show off for males, especially I would say in the gym. They going shirtless. And it's like, look at my guns, just like, doing that little thing. Like, listen, stop showing off because not everybody likes it. Not everybody can flex. And I'm talking about muscles right now. I'm not talking about flexing, as far as like showing how much bling you got and stuff like that. Okay. Not everybody says, what is your favorite childhood? Okay, yeah. What's your favorite childhood game? Oh, yeah. Everybody love games. If y'all know back in the day, I liked to play video games. And my favorite game was, I think it was like Super Mario. Dunna, dunna, dunna. Dunna, dunna, dunna. Okay, y'all know what I'm talking about. Doo, 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 doo. Dunna, dunna, dunna. Y'all know I'm animated, so don't get me started. Let me start. Okay, but anyways, y'all see me showing off right now, okay? Showing off my little skills. But yeah, I would say when you go to the gym, people show off the most at the gym. We already hit the movies up. No, let's go back to the gym, y'all, because I've seen too many videos of people going to the gym and wearing thongs, crop tops, little what those things called? Y'all know the halter tops. That's what for the females we call it halter tops. At least back in my day. Some people don't call it halter tops or crop tops. Some people call it just like basically a sports bra. And you might as well say you're not wearing nothing because it's showing off your whole like upper body or your torso and your back, your front, everything. Okay, it's nothing that's left for like the imagination. And I would say like that's showing off. And I would say for males and females, even though you look good and you got a nice body, does not mean you got to show everybody. Some things you got to keep to yourself, y'all. Some things, okay, please. Especially, okay, you go into the gym and you know that it has like a kids area. Okay, it has a kids area for a reason because these adults get out here and they get crazy, y'all. They get crazy. They go to the gym. They think like, oh yeah, I really don't need a lot of stuff because I'm sweating. So I don't need to wear my shirt. And then they just tear it off. And you're like, what? I wasn't ready for that. Tear it off in the changing room or the restroom or whatever that little room where you get your little, get yourself together before you go out to the gym and start pumping, the weights or whatever you're going to do. Okay. All right. Yeah, this, buyer beware. Now, some people do like it, especially if you're single and you're looking for somebody, you like, oh, he got a nice body or she got a nice body. I'm about to holler. Or I'm about to find out what's their Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitter. What else we got out here, y'all? So many different things, okay? Now, they be showing off at the gym. I'm telling you, the last time I went to the gym, y'all, I was terrified, okay? And I was in my 30s, okay? People were just like, listen, in the sauna, just burning up, but then they had everything off except for like a little Speedo thing. And I'm like, is that underwear? Like, what did you have covering up the rest of your body? So I was in shock because I was like, I want to work out, but it seems like I can't really work out without looking all over the place. Like, I was like, and I'm like newly married, I think. So I was just like, I don't know if I should go to the gym. It seems like it's more temptation than it is getting the gym and working out. I watched a lot of videos too, y'all. I'm telling you, when I seen like barely even a bra on and just the boobs sticking out, the whole buttocks out. Now listen, it's a trend going on right now where you're building up your buttocks and it's called like the BBL look. Y'all, it's nothing wrong with trying to build yourself up and make yourself look good, but just make sure it's tasteful. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, nobody likes a show off, and I already told y'all I do like people that show off, but sometimes it's excessive and you're doing too much. All right. You might be running people away when you're doing too much. Okay. I mean, yes, you want to be flattering, but sometimes you got to say certain things for the club, because it's not appropriate everywhere. Especially, okay, let's talk about one more thing. Showing off at the beach. Showing off at the beach, y'all. Now listen. If you want to show off with your vehicle, you got a nice Jeep, you got a nice, Rolls Royce, or you got a nice, just whatever nice vehicle that you have, okay? You can show off with your vehicle. I saw a lot of people with tickets on their car and everything because they were just trying to show off and everything got stuck in the sand or whatever the case may be. All right, listen. show off with your vehicle, but try not to be showing off with your, your naked body. Now I put just for like kid friendly, I put like a little necklace with a little, nice medallion or whatever on the actual chain. Just for it to be kid friendly, because you never know who is watching your channel, who's subscribing and listening in on your lives, because it's not like they tell like what your age is. So I just keep stuff at least to the point where it's like PG-13. I try not to get too R-rated, because then you might get some parents that's trying to chime in and like, hey, cater the way that you talk to your audience so that I don't have to hide my kids. All right, hide my wife, hide my kids, whatever that. You know what I'm talking about, y'all. All right, listen. All right, so I have seen a lot of people come outside with more than, I would say 5 chains. I think that's excessive. Now, like I said, I do like people that show off because it makes me want to step up. But when you get over 5 chains, and then they're not like this little, they're like huge. I should have brought up like a little example of it, but I don't want to go into my husband's stuff and start, messing around, because he like, what you doing? You know what I'm saying? Like, certain things, don't mess with certain things, okay? Because that's his side of the room. I got my side of the room. Don't mess with my stuff. You don't mess with my stuff. Yeah. Now, if I do, I have to let him know, but he is outside right now acting the fool and showing off. Let me stop. That's why I made this video. Let me stop. I'm just playing, y'all. I'm just playing. I told y'all I like show-offs. I like people that express themselves in like creative ways. Put it like that. Y'all know what I'm trying to say? Because sometimes you come outside and you see somebody with a nice outfit on, or some, nice looking hair, nice looking nails. It makes you want to just go out there and get yourself looking good too. All right. Now, I'm not going to go to the opposite of showing off just yet, because, as a matter of fact, maybe I will. I went to the beach not too long ago, right? We was on the beach. I'm sitting up here trying to like not show too much. I had on a one piece, and it was a black bathing suit, and it was like a little bit skinny right here, not showing nothing basically right here except for like a little heart cup and a little bit of cleavage out, not a lot. And then I had my long little what's this thing called, beach wear over top of it. So it was kind of like a lace like rope looking color, okay, that was on top of it. So it's like you could kind of tell what I had on, but you kind of couldn't, okay. And then I wasn't showing off everything, because that lace thing went from my shoulders all the way down to my feet, okay. Then I come out here and I'm thinking like, okay, it might be a little bit inappropriate because I'm a mom. No, y'all. I saw this one lady, she, like I said, she had a full thong on, and like the whole top, everything was busting out, y'all. I was like, whoa, okay, because like I said, I do like a show off, but I got my kids with me and I got my husband, so I got to cover my husband's eyes and I got to cover my kids' eyes, because they were seeing everything, okay. Thankfully, she got a Brazilian or whatever the case may be, got everything tailored and cut up and done the way it's supposed to be. But y'all, it was just too much. It was just too much. I'm sorry. Now I did see one woman that had kind of like the lace thing like I had, but it was the lace for her bottom part, and then she kept the top part open. I was like, that was better. That was better. But I try not to judge people too much, because I know when I was young, I was trying to catch somebody, and so I had to do what I had to do, y'all. Okay, had the freakum dress on. Let me stop. Let me stop, y'all. All right. So, anyways, when you're going outside and you're trying to get attention, sometimes it can be a little bit too much. That's what I'm saying right now. Because when you do it at the beach, it's borderline too much. And when I say borderline, I'm telling you, like right at the border, especially if you're wearing something where it's like so short that you can kind of see your buttocks or buttocks, whatever you want to call it, your gluteus maximus. Okay, and it's just hanging to where somebody just like barely passed by you, it might, brush up, and then everybody's just like is exposed to the whole world. You can't go back to when nobody saw your buttocks or whatever the case may be. All right. So one time I was trying to go out to eat at this really nice restaurant, and it was on the beach. I mean, excuse me, on the lake. And these young ladies came by. And I was like, I remember when I was young, y'all. I tell you, I was wearing some stuff, y'all. I was wearing some stuff. But both of them had on one of those like tennis skirt things that it looked like you can fold them. They look like a folded napkin. Let me stop, y'all. I'm not trying to be mean, but y'all like to make people laugh, so. All right, if it's not funny, then don't laugh, okay? But yeah, it looked like a folded napkin. Like you fold it a lot of times, and then you pick it up, and then it's kind of really short, and then when you kind of walk, it flows with the wind. Okay, yeah. Then we had the stack. You know, you have the 3-tier stack tennis skirt thing. So the young ladies, you know, really nice. They had blonde hair and, you know, water waves or whatever the case may be. And the wind picked up a little bit. Like my video this morning. I haven't put it out there yet, but I don't know. I'm debating on whether or not I'm going to put that video out. Where the wind kicked up and, y'all, it was a disaster. Anyways, because when you get older, showing off is not the same as when you was younger and you were showing off. Let's just leave it like that. But yeah, these two young ladies walked by, and I had to make sure I was talking to my husband, and he could not see them at all. I had to keep his attention. Hey, keep your eyes on me, because you about to see something that you might have to turn his head like, what are they wearing? Yeah, and then my kids like, oh, I love that skirt. My girls, I love that skirt, Mom. I want a skirt just like that. No, you ain't getting no skirt like that ever. Ever. Till you leave the house and you are grown. Let me stop. No, I wasn't saying that. But I was literally thinking to myself, like, how do you keep, let's see, younger eyes from, wanting that type of clothes? And then also I have a son, so he's looking like, oh, they're very pretty. Oh, y'all, it was terrible that day. It was so terrible. And I think to myself, okay, yes, like I said, I like people that show off. But for the majority, when it's women, I don't like it that much. Oh, that's bad. When it's women or other women that are showing off and they looking way better than me, sometimes I'm like, why is she doing all that? She doing too much. Yeah, she ain't have to wear all that. Why she put all that makeup on? You start to low-key hating. But if it's men and they up here, they got a fresh new haircut, saying this one guy the other day, y'all, rolled up in a Maserati. Whoa, okay. So normally in my neighborhood, when you have a nice vehicle, you don't usually, go to the grocery store with it. You just ride along the little, one of these long roads over here, not dirt roads, but one of these long roads, like on the way to Lake Norman. You ride down those roads. So this guy, he decided, hey, I'm gonna go to the grocery store in my Maserati. Oh, Maserati. Oh, blase. Okay, yes. I was just like, whoa, he had on full Gucci, y'all. Full Gucci. From head to toe. And I was like, what? You gonna get robbed? Keep on if you want to. It wasn't like we was in a bad neighborhood, but I'm just saying, when you start to show off and people know that you're showing off, and normally people don't show off in my area like that, you might get, something might happen to you. All right. Most time when people are showing off, they don't really do it on where I stay. They usually go, like I said, on the long roads to Lake Norman, or they go in South Park Mall. Okay. That's the last part we're going to talk about, y'all. I was just there the other day. And y'all know I was looking at Athletica. And y'all know I'm getting back in shape. Stella got her groove back. Let me stop. I'm just playing, y'all. We go to South Park Mall. They got valet parking. I mean, they have the works. I always call it Musiano's, but it's like Maggiano's. And then the Cheesecake Factory. I already told y'all, Gucci, Prada, Nordstrom, Louis Vuitton, all the high name ticket brands are out there. Is the Rolls Royce, They have different like luxury vehicles in the middle of the mall. So they had Aston Martin, and then they had what else? I don't want. Was it a Land Rover? I can't remember, y'all. I cannot remember. Because I was just in there. I was just like, you know what? I don't know if I'm gonna get something to eat today at the mall because I don't like people watching me while I eat. But most time when you go to that mall, it's so you can show off. You can show off you just bought, whatever type of shoes. And most time when people are showing off, they're trying to show off, I would say, whatever they just bought at that mall. They are trying to show it off. So they would change right there in the mall, in the bathroom, and come back out with whatever shoes they just bought, whatever bag or pocketbook or, okay, I would say me and my husband, we saw this blazer for $225. I was like, wow, that goes hard. And it looked good on my husband. I'm like, you should get it. He was like, I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it. And we saw another blazer, y'all, $225. Nice. They had pajamas for Gucci, $2,000, y'all. Listen, I can't make this stuff up. But then I think to myself too, the last time when I bought a Coach pocketbook and I wore it at the gas station off of Mallard Creek, this guy would not leave my window. I was like, oh my God, he kept asking for money. Ma'am, can I have some money? Ma'am, you look nice. Can I have some money? Ma'am, excuse me. I said, you know what? I better stop showing off and then going to certain sides of town and thinking that it's going to be okay. But because people will attack you because they know name brand when they see it. Okay? Because it always stands out. Because everybody else is wearing normal clothes and you just decide that you want to step out in something Gucci. If they know the patterns for Louis Vuitton and they know the patterns for Coach and Kate Spade, well, Kate Spade doesn't really stick out like that. If they know the patterns for it, you best believe something might happen to you. So it's like show off if you want to. It's like buyer beware. This is what I got today, y'all. My little sunflower seeds. Because I'm trying to keep myself healthy. All right, so I'm not going to stay on here too long today because I know I was talking about showing off and I wanted to switch over to TikTok right after this. So I'm going to be talking about the same thing. How people do not like people that show off. Now, I was going to do my third eye video today, but I changed my mind because I was like, you know what? I can't do, two different subjects in one of my lives because then it throws people off. And then if they miss the first part, they just diving right into the second part of my live. And I didn't notice that YouTube is actually recording them and they put it on the next day on my actual channel so you can see it later. So they don't actually post it today. All right. So if you feel like you missed something or you want to know more about, how people get annoyed when you show off, then yeah, rewind it back to the first part. All right. So I would say also, y'all, this is how I notice people don't like a show off too. Because once this one guy got hired at my old VA job, he had like a master's degree or something like that. And he was working on his doctorate. As soon as he opened his mouth to tell everybody that he was had his master's and working on his doctorate, everybody stopped talking to him except for the higher up and managers. Everybody was like, he think he's smart. He just showing off. He just doing the most. And then, what's that? Oh, I got some free prizes with Temu. Now they send me all these notifications. I put send notifications to my phone. Now I'm like, oh my God, let me go change that real quick. All right, so yeah, I ain't gonna stay on here much longer. I gotta go ahead and change these notifications off my phone so I don't get them during my live. I don't want no notifications, no phone calls, no texts. So if you are friends and family, I apologize. I will call y'all after I get off my lives because I noticed that these lives are bringing you more traffic. All right. Now, let's talk about how I show off on my channel. And then I'll get off of here, okay? Because I know y'all like, oh my God, here we go. Now, on my channel, I show off, but it's very subtle. It's not like I'm out here blinging it up and showing y'all everything that I have and everything that I own, okay? Y'all know, the vehicle that I own. Y'all know, some of the clothes that I wear. And then y'all look at some of my content about, jets, helicopters, um, rockets, and what's the other one? I want to say motorcycles and something. I don't show off too much because I noticed when I started to tell people, hey, y'all, I got 3,000 followers on YouTube and 2,000 on TikTok and 5,000 on Facebook. Do you know people in my family stopped calling me? They're like, well, she ain't sharing what she's doing. I'm like, I tell y'all all the time what I'm doing. I'm going live and I'm posting videos. That's what I did. Okay, I ain't hiring nothing for nobody. And so I'm trying to pull everybody that I can along with me on the journey because I'm not selfish. If I know something or I know how to do something, just ask me. Just email me. If you know my phone number, just call me. I will show you what I'm doing. Hey, set up a day. Hey, I'm free on this day. Show me what you're doing. I will show you. Now, if I tell you one time and you don't do it and you call me to ask you to show you again, I'm going to actually charge. Friends or family. Okay? Because that's how I be showing off. When I say stuff like that, that's me showing off and then people get mad. Listen, a lot of times if you're mad that somebody else is doing better than you, it's because something inside you is kind of like upset that you're not doing the same thing. Or upset that you cannot go as far as that other person. And to me, I'm like, that's not the other person's problem. It's actually your problem. If you find yourself always hating on other people or always like not liking the fact that they have more stuff than you, or they can show off, or they can flex, or whatever the case may be, that is a sign that you have to probably work harder or make more connections or just change like minor little things about you so that you can do the same thing. And I think, a lot of times people don't want to do that. I don't know why. I tell people all the time, like, if you want the same results as somebody else, then, just maybe follow them. Follow them, see where they shop, see where they go and who they talk to and network with, and just do the same thing as them. And you'll get the exact same results. They might tweak some things and do some things that's not out in the, in the open. But for the most part, when you start hanging around a certain person that does the things that you like or is involved with stuff that you like, you're going to pretty much be in the mix. Because they're going to start talking to you about the stuff that they do and what they like. Because people like to talk about themselves. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's going on with you? It was like, but here, Cortez. Okay, hey, how's it going? All right, thank y'all. Come on in with the win, okay? All right, yeah, so more than likely, when you get around people that are doing what you want to do, they will tell you all their secrets. Yes, just let them talk. They will tell you everything. Where they like to shop, how much money they make, where they work at. They will tell you everything, okay? I'm going to like, oh, thank you for liking it. I appreciate it. Give me a little light here and there, okay? I like that. I like the lights. Pew, 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 pew. I like the lights, okay? Yeah, so I'm just like, just be around the person that you want to be like. And if you can't be around them because they live far away or they're just a YouTuber or some type of social media, influencer, then keep watching their channel. Before you know it, you will become like that person. Slowly but surely. If you like the way they speak or the way that they, move or do certain things, I'm telling you, it will rub off on you. Yeah, I promise you, I subscribe too. Oh, yeah, thank you for the subscribes. Okay, I appreciate that. Okay, you ain't got to tell me more than once. I like when people come in here and they're motivated and they, interact. And they, because that helps me. Because I know when I go on people's lives, I be tight. Because I'm trying to get people to see my what's this, my username. But here, Cortez. So then when I see that, I'm like, okay, let me go subscribe to these people that subscribe to me. Let me follow the people that follow me. That's how I do. You know what I mean? So I appreciate that because that motivates me and makes me keep going. Now, I've already been on here for a long time. I already told the TikTokers that I try to come on at 11 on TikTok. But I try not to run too late because I do like, Try to do 1 hour on YouTube, just to be fair, and 1 hour on TikTok. Now, sometimes I only get 30 minutes on one or the other because I got stuff to do. Yesterday, I was real busy. So I was like, all right, I had to cut it short. Today, I really don't have a lot of stuff to do, but I'm still going to go ahead and get off of here because I got on here late and I need to get over there to TikTok. So I do appreciate, you said you're from the Philippines. Oh, hey, welcome from the Philippines. All right now. Okay. Hey, Philippines. Philippines. You know what? My sister used to date this guy from the Philippines and he was a model. Yes. Clear skin. He was very nice and very respectable. And yeah. And I'm telling you, I thought my sister was showing off. She was showing pictures and stuff. And yeah, look at him. He looking good. He looking so cute. I said, wow. Yeah, so yeah, it's a very nice place to stay, very nice people, very humble people, and very respectable. And listening to him talk one time, I was like, wow, there you go. Yes, he had a great personality. He was very, like down to earth and had a really warm, like, spirit about him. So, for Kalaguna Man East. Oh, okay. All right, all right, all right. Yeah, from the East. East side, that's all I'm talking about. So, hey, how you doing? How you doing? Yeah, so I appreciate you coming by and stopping by for my channel. On this channel is like information. I'm giving out a whole bunch of information, whether it's good or bad. And I like to have very loyal and consistent followers if possible. People that get on here and like to interact. That's what I like as well because that keeps me motivated. Like I said, I'm going to get ready to head off. Yeah, good. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Yes, come on in with your twin. Okay. Y'all get me hyped up now. And I just say, okay, I got to get off here though. I am going to go on TikTok. Because like I said, I got like 1,000 followers in 1 week. So I was like, whoa, I love YouTube, but I'm gonna have to do the most and go on, TikTok as well because I gotta pull on as many as supporters as I can and try to spread the love and the wealth everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but to all the people that are subscribing to me. So yeah. That's it for today. I'm gonna try to come back on here tomorrow because I wanted to talk about drones, and I'm gonna talk about that tomorrow because I saw something really scary, y'all. It's gonna freak you out. So tomorrow I'm gonna have to come back on here and talk about that on a whole nother level. All right. So I play Fight Simulator 2. Oh, okay. Okay, listen, join me on. Listen, I'm about to go over to TikTok. It's basically the same channel. So Adventurous and Amazing Information on YouTube and Amazing Information 08 on TikTok. Yeah, because I had to change my name 8 times because almost everybody had that same username already. Amazing Information, Amazing Info. Yeah, because that's the name of my channel at first. And then too many people had that name. So I was like, I knew I shouldn't have picked that name, but I wanted to do something with information. So, all right, y'all. Peace, love, and happiness. Pew, 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 pew. And I'll see y'all in the next video.